Let's take a look at the top news headlines. Search for 5 missing landslide victims to continue for one more day. ICMR approves setting up of Advanced Molecular Diagnosis Center at RIMS, informs RIMS Director Professor A. Santa. And Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha adjourned till tomorrow amid protests by opposition MPs. Hello and a very good evening. Welcome to MAMI TV English News Bulletin. I'm KABITA TONGBRAM. Minister of Relief and Disaster Management Awangbo Nyumai today chaired a review meeting of the search operations of the tragic Tupul landslide on June 29. According to an official report, the search for the missing bodies will be conducted till tomorrow, July 20, and will not continue any further. As per the report, the review meeting chaired by Minister Awangbo Nyumai was held at 10:30 this morning. Officials of District Administration, NONE, National Disaster Response Force, State Disaster Response Force, Assam Rifles, CRPF, Manipur Police, villagers, representatives of Rongmai Naga Student Organization Manipur, RNSOM, and other stakeholders were present at the meeting. The meeting resolved to conduct the search for 5 missing bodies till July 20 and not to continue any further. No dead bodies were found today on the 20th day of the search operation. So far, 56 bodies have been recovered while 5 persons are still missing. It may be mentioned that a total of 43 Territorial Army personnel were swept away by the landslide at Tupul Yard Railway Construction Camp at Marangjing Part 5 in Nonne District on June 29. So far, 42 of the personnel have been found. On the first day, 13 of the personnel were rescued. The bodies of 29 others were recovered and the number of missing personnel remains at 1. Meanwhile, out of the 79 persons swept away by the landslide, 74 persons have been found. Out of the 74 persons, 18 were rescued alive. So far, 56 people lost their lives in the landslide while 5 are still missing. The massive landslide shook the Makwam Marangjing village of Nonne district on the intervening night of 29 and 30 June, causing disastrous consequences. Director of RIMS Professor S. Santa has said the Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR under its Diamond project has granted permission to set up an advanced molecular diagnosis center at RIMS to diagnose lungs and breast cancer. He said this today during the release of a booklet titled Report on Monitoring Survey of Cancer Risk Factors and Health System Response in Northeast Region, Manipur, organized by faculty members and cancer registry staff of Pathology Department, RIMS, at its mini auditorium. Director of RIMS S. Santa, Director of State Health Mission Dr. N. Somojit, and Medical Superintendent of RIMS Professor Sanjeev Nepram took part in the release program. Speaking on the occasion, Director of RIMS Santa said the report based on scientific findings will help in fighting cancer. It will be helpful for treatment and prevention of cancer since there has been an increase in cancer cases in the state. The state will collaborate with oncology experts from other states to diagnose cervix cancer in the state. RIMS has taken up steps to partner with other states' universities for early diagnosis of cancer to enable better treatment and prevention, Santa said.
When I told about that, we started doing the analysis. They are very, very happy. They want to collaborate with our institute. So sometimes from our friends, our own colleagues, we can get a lot of help, collaboration with the foreign university, how to advance the diagnosis of this cancer in early detection actually. More of people are concentrating on the very, very early detection so that management will be easy. We are very fortunate that we have a lot of equipment now and particularly minimum invasive like 3D laparoscope, So more we train, there will be very, very minimum, we say radical operation, maybe we reduce to that modified type of the radical surgery. At the same time, we want to improve our
Manipur government na cancer
Principal investigator of the reports and head of pathology department RIMS, Professor Susma said the report was published after surveying 2,700 households of the state to find out which cancer is more common in Manipur and its causes. It contains detailed information about the risk factors in people having high blood sugar and blood pressure, obesity and cancer caused by both consumption and non-consumption of tobacco products, she said. The survey further has a detailed report on what causes cancer in the state, like consumption of tobacco products, smoked products in hilly areas, ways of living and its surrounding. Professor Susma asserted that the state government and stakeholders will find it convenient to take of necessary actions by streamlining cancer treatment and its prevention with the help of the scientific findings of cancer.
Akogi Manipur government na cancer phanabagi damakta karamba step lokhatkadage prevent kamaina tawgani asuk yamba patient karigi damak mapan the treatment chatpiri bano machandagi paisa more than 40% matanda paisa puthokjaba mapan the 42% pan the treatment chatpa adu masigi maram mayam asi aina akogi Manipur gi policy makers stakeholders the request tawjari haibadi akogi concrete step sugumba prevention of cancer treatment of cancers masigi streamline tawbiraga Manipur gi data laira khutta data lairabanina adugi achumba steps lokhatpirakani haibagi expect tawjari state government and other stakeholders of Manipur.
Proceedings in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha have been adjourned for the day amid protests by sloganeering by opposition MPs over various issues including price hikes and inflation after the second day of monsoon session of the parliament began this morning. The Indian Antarctic Bill 2022 was up for consideration and passing in the Lok Sabha today. The Rajya Sabha was set to consider the weapons of mass destruction and their delivery systems, Prohibition of Unlawful Activities Amendment Bill 2022 today. Members of the Congress, Trinamool Congress and DMK carrying placards protested in the well of the Lok Sabha and raised slogans against the imposition of GST on some new items as well as price rise. Besides, several opposition MPs, including Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, protested in the parliament complex against the rising prices of commodities and LPG price hike. All Manipur Students Union AMSU has demanded conversion of DM University into a full-fledged university. Addressing a press meet held at AMSU headquarters on DM University campus today, General Secretary of AMSU Bikramjit Thongam said they had submitted a 12-point memorandum to Education Minister of Manipur demanding to improve quality of education in the state on May 24. In the memorandum, AMSU demanded to increase budget allocation for education sector to improve infrastructure of educational institutions, regular appointment of registrar and controller for the Dhanmanjari University, and to give the rightful power to the VC in order to enable him to take necessary steps to ensure a decent academic atmosphere. The student bodies also demanded implementation of Manipur Private School Registration and Regulation Act 2017 and make a proper guideline. To fill a long vacant position of SCERT director, who plays a key role in developing curriculum and training teachers, Bikramjit further demanded implementation of transfer policy of teachers rather than the current utilization of teachers.
Private school gi makoi committee singna portal tharak pachi adana chai na jana double base ado kadai da karamba point sing da masung closing laktho kan da masung hapsal kan yani haibado sakana compromise tawgi mahuta mungna raga leiba mungna badu na makoi gi mungna ba masen da school private school singi school tongan tongan bagi makoi gi fee structure tongal lakpa lawning ba kusi lawrakpa aduga makoi gi rule and regulation semaktuna chhatra singda amsung praja myam da akan ba mong da pressure pibi duna awaba se think ya nangipsia masiko ngawinauta Equigi Manipur Private School and Registration and Regulation Act 2017 cha mapung phana chanahan view matu yanahan view na koi nakal animak ngasi lengak amasung ngasi private school bu lingkhat piriba achawat education sector achawat thodang lobiriba ojasing nasu mateng pangbiu madugi damakta MSU nasu angamba mateng pangjage na appeal tawjari humble request tawjari.
As a part of academic campaign, Students Union of Kanglai Park SUK is going to organize a free foundation course for class 10. HRD Secretary of SUK Namairakpam Gyanagar informed media during a press meet held today at the office of SUK at Wangkai Boys High School. Addressing the press meet, Gyanagar said the free foundation course for Class 10 will be held at the office of SUK to give coaching to students of underprivileged families. The course, which will begin from August 1, will give more emphasis to orphan children with single parent and government school students. Subject experts and experienced teachers will provide coaching to the students with a seat capacity of 30. Interested students can take the forms from SUK office by July 25.
Sinjalang jagadoriba kona pangthok jagadoriba coaching center sida takadoriba mahiro sing asibu takpi tangbi gadoriba oja sing asi asuki matik well qualified oraba experience lerba oja sing atana takpi gadabani koigi imung manungi khudong sadaba amadi leita lair maram oraga mahi tamba phangje khidraba satra singi damakta mahiro singi damakta students union of kanglei pakna mating pangna bidam matam supada thong launa hangdun leri maram aduna lebang mayam nasu koigi kero lekai da oiro anakpada oiro hari bangang sing asi lebi taragadi suki office ta report obiu sukta pau bibiu akoi angam mateng pangjege.
A team of Tawal District Police Commando arrested 2 persons along with 37.73 kg of brown sugar from Lilong Lungai Kuno last evening. The arrested persons have been identified as Moiching Mayum Hasim, 27, son of Mohi of Lilong Lungai Kuno, and Makak Mayum Faruk, 22, son of M. Ithem of Shikong Thong Thavi. According to police report, the team of Tawal District Commando, under the supervision of Superintendent of Police Tawal Jogeshandra Haubijam, conducted a house search at Lilong Lungai Kuno. During the search, they recovered 37.73 kg of brown sugar in solid and paste form from the house of Moiching Mayum Hasim. The arrested persons, along with the seized articles, were handed over to Lilong Police Station for further necessary legal action. A special team of Imphal East Police Commando and Iada Ketrigao arrested 1 person along with 75 bottles of cough syrup containing codeine phosphate from Ketrigao area last night. The arrested person has been identified as Muhammad Mubin, 40, son of Muhammad Sanatumba of Ketrigao, Awanglaikai. According to police report, the team of Imphal East Commando and volunteers of Iada Ketrigao, under the supervision of Additional Superintendent of Police Operations Imphal East K. Herojit, conducted search drive in Ketrigao area around 11 p.m. last night. During the search, the team recovered 75 bottles of cough syrup containing codeine phosphate marked as A code under Mubin's bed. The arrested person, along with the recovered items, has been handed over to Porompat Police Station for further legal action. Sub-Divisional Police Officer of Tawal, L. Ajit, conducted the annual inspection of Tawal Police Station today. A team of Tawal Police, led by Officer in Charge K.H. Dilip Kumar, gave the guard of honor when SDPO L. Ajit arrived at Tawal Police Station. During the annual inspection, SDPO Ajit inspected the arms and ammunition, personnel strength, FIR register, police quarters and lockup, etc. of the police station. Kanglei People Against Narcotics and Psychotropic Substances, Kanglei Panas, yesterday organized a public meeting against drugs at Mapao Jingtun Kulen Community Hall in Kangpopi District. Vice President of Kanglei Panas Head Office, Yumnam Sundari Laima, Headman of Mapao Jingtun Kulen, M. Kavangpam, and Senior Citizen of Mapao Kulen, Silas Muinao, attended the meeting as the Presidium members. Resource person of the meeting, M. Pushpakanta, spoke on how drugs entered into the state and how to stop it. Speaking on the occasion, Secretary General of Kanglei Panas, Wahas Fundray, said it is important for all the communities of the state to work collectively against drugs. He expressed gratitude to the locals of Mapao Jingtun Kulen for extending his support for the first meeting held in hill areas on the topic. Representatives of Loi ROL Kakching condoled the demise of former MLA of Kakching Assembly Constituency, Yengkom Thambal. ROL Kakching, in a press release, termed the demise of advisor of ROL Y Thambal as extremely unfortunate. The Executive Committee of ROL observed 2 minutes silence at its office in honor of the departed soul. The committee also shared the grief of the bereaved family members, the press release added. Hockey players of Jiribam district left for Imphal to participate in the state level inter-school under 15 and 17 Jawaharlal Nehru hockey tournament, which is scheduled to begin from July 20 at Kumalam Park. The 30-member team was led by physical education teacher of Jiribam district youth affairs and sports Muhammad Muzibur Rahman. Now it's time for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Adom karigi wari Manipurda ihan hanbo oina rehabilitation and
Welcome you all to UNACO Residential School at Chanung, Imphal East. An exclusive co-education residential school located on a sprawling 50-acre campus will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. First academic session will begin in April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Hurry up for registration.
ट्रैफिक के नियम सिंह मियाम पुमनमकिनी लंबी चटपा अमदी गाड़ी थौबा मतमदा ट्रैफिक के नियम सिंह इनबियु गांगवा मचुगी मैंगान की आथ्रदी लेपियु कोमला मचुगिना चटनबा सेम साबियु अमसुंग असंगबा मचुगिना चटपिरो गाड़ी थौनिंगै मतमदा ओइरोमदा लैसिनबिगे खनबिरगदी ओइरोम थंगबा लेंदा तपना चटपिरो अदुगा तपना लैसिनबियु येलोमदा लैसिनबिगे खनबिरगदी येलोम थंगबा लेंदा तपना चटपिरो अदुगा लैसिनबियु सुमना चटकी हायरगदी मिडल लेंदा चटपियु गाड़ी थौबा मतमदा मोबाइल फोन सिजिनबिगनु गाड़ी थौदुना चटपिबा मतमदा सीट बेल्ट फाजिनबियु गाड़ी मचा थौबिबा मतमदा हेलमेट उपियु मायोक नबदा मीटर सनी की मनुंगदा गाड़ी लाकलगदी हाई बीम लाइट सिजिनबिगनु मफम सिंदनबा पार्किंग तौबा मतमदा मवोंग चुमना गाड़ी खांबियु जेब्रा क्रॉसिंग हेंजंदना स्टॉप लाइन दा गाड़ी खांबियु
Welcome back. The Congress party held a protest over the issue of price rise in Parliament complex a day after the goods and services tax on packaged food items such as milk and curd came into force. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, some opposition MPs including Supriya Sue of the NCP, Ram Gopal Yadav of the Samajwadi Party and Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Shiv Sena were present during the protest, which was held in front of Mahatma Gandhi's statue in Parliament complex. Raising slogans against the government, the Congress members demanded a rollback in the prices of LPG. The protest also came after the Rajya Sabha Secretariat issued a circular saying no protest or demonstration will be allowed inside the Parliament complex. The opposition had protested against the issue of the circular, saying the voice of democracy is being throttled. The rupee hit 80 per dollar for the first time ever today as traders focus on the central bank meetings this week, especially the US Federal Reserve. The real fear now is that after the rupee breaks the 80 to a dollar level, the fall could be even steeper as a break of key psychological weight increases bets in favor of a free fall after, as they have witnessed since the rupee weakened beyond the 77 per dollar rate. Reuters said the Indian rupee hit a 7th straight session of record lows today as weakness in domestic shares weighed, but dollars selling intervention by the central bank helped limit further losses. The partially convertible rupee was trading at 79.93 per dollar after hitting a record low of 80.05, weakening from 79.97 closed on Monday. The Indian currency has plunged over 7% this year, while it's closing at a record low in 6 of the last 7 sessions. Hours after India's second case of monkeypox was confirmed in Kerala's Kannur district, the centre directed all state, airport and port health officers to ensure strict health screening of all international travellers to prevent the spread of the infection. The Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare reviewed the functioning of health screening of international travellers arriving in India at airports and ports on Monday. The meeting was attended by airport and port health officers, APHOs and PHOs and regional directors from regional offices of health and family welfare. They were advised and reoriented in the clinical presentation of the monkeypox disease as per the MOHFW's guidelines for management of monkeypox disease, which was released when the first case was detected. The Sri Lankan Parliament is set to elect a new president on Wednesday after Gotabaya Rajapaksa stepped down as the Sri Lankan president following massive protests last week. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe was installed as acting president of the crisis-hit country. 225-member parliament is expected to elect a new president on July 20. 3 candidates were nominated today to replace former Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, who fled the country and resigned last week over the island's worsening economic crisis. The winner will take charge of a bankrupt country that is in talks with the IMF for a bailout as its 22 million people endure severe shortages of food, fuel and medicines. The parliament announced that acting President Ranil Wickremesinghe will face former Education Minister Dulas Alhapurima, who has the backing of the main opposition and leftist leader Anura Dissanayake in a secret ballot on Wednesday. The two were formally nominated by legislators in a session that lasted under 10 minutes at a tightly guarded parliament building. The new leader will be in office for the balance of Rajapaksa's term, which runs until November 2024. Now let's take a quick recap at the headlines once again. Search for 5 missing landslide victims to continue for one more day. ICMR approves setting up of Advanced Molecular Diagnosis Center at RIMS, informs RIMS Director Professor A. Shanta. And Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha adjourned till tomorrow amid protest by opposition MPs. And that brings us to the end of today's English News Bulletin. Keep watching MAMI TV for latest news updates. Thanks for watching.
Admission open. Manipur International University Gari Awang Lekai Airport Road Imphal West undergraduate ki oina makhata pizariba course sing tamnabagi khudung jaba pizari. UGC na sakanglaba university asida highly qualified oiraba faculty members singna tongan department ta takpi tamgani amadi advanced computer lab